Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam.
You said that as long as one is engaging in sex life, one cannot become a yogi.
Yes.
Yet the other day, you were extolling the virtues of household life, and you said, and you named some of the great charges that were householders, and you said that...
Yes, that is Bhakti Yoga. In this ordinary yoga system, as it will be explained in this chapter, one has to strictly follow the life of celibacy. But in the Bhakti Yoga system, the whole idea is that you have to fix up your mind in Krishna. So, whatever position, a householder life does not mean to indulge in sex enjoyment. A householder may have wife, may have sex life. That is for having children only, that's all. A householder does not mean he gets license to legalize prostitution. That is not householder. Householder can simply have sex life to beget nice child, that's all, no more. That is householder. Complete control. A householder does not mean whenever he has got this machine and he can use it. No. Householder, husband and wife, both Krishna conscious, engaged in Krishna conscious business, but when they require a child, Krishna conscious, that's all. That is also voluntary contraceptive method. One or two or three children, that's all. Come on. The householder life does not mean sex life without any restriction. But for spiritual life, one who wants to advance in spiritual life, either you accept this Bhakti Yoga system or this Ashtanga Yoga system or Jnana Yoga system, sex indulgence unrestricted is never there. Sex indulgence means you have to come back again. If you try to enjoy the senses, that is materialistic way of life. Materialistic way of life is that I have got nice senses, let me enjoy these senses to the fullest extent. That is materialistic way of life. Just like cats, dogs and hogs. The hogs, whenever they are sexually inclined, they don't care for whether it is his mother or sister or this or that. You see? That is stated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Nayana deha dehu bhajan loke kastana kaman arhati veer bhujang. Veer bhujang. Veer bhujang means, veer means stool. And bhujang means eater. So these stool eaters, sense gratification is not meant for this human form of life. Stool eater means this horse. The hobbes, sense gratification, is not meant for this human form of life. Restriction. Therefore, in the human form of life, there is marriage system. Why? What is the marriage and prostitution? Marriage system means restricting sex life. Marriage system does not mean that you get a wife, without any payment you go on and restrict your sex life. No, that's not marriage. Marriage means to restrict your sex life. You will hunt for sex life here and there. No, you cannot do that. Here is your wife and that is only for child. It is a restriction. There are four things. लोके बवयामि समद्ध सेवा नित्यास्त जंतु नहीं तत्र शोधना. Bhavaya, sex life, and meat eating. Amisha. Amisha means eating meat, fish, eggs. So, Bhavaya means sex. Sex and meat eating, non-vegetarian diet. Amisha, Madhya Seva, intoxication. Nityasta jantu. Every conditioned soul has natural inclination, pravritti. But one has to control that. That is human life. If you put yourself in the ways of natural inclination, that is not human life. You have to restrict. The whole human life is meant for learning restriction. That is human life. And that is perfect Vedic civilization. Tapo dibbam jena suddheta satya. One has to purify his existence. What is that existence? I am spirit, ever existing, eternal. Now I am contaminated this matter, therefore I am suffering. So I have to purify, just like you have to get free from the disease condition. When you get fever, you take treatment, not unrestricted enjoyment. The doctor says, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. Similarly, this human form of life is to get out of this disease condition of life, having a material body. So if we don't restrict, then where is the treatment, where is the cure? The whole system is restriction. Tapa, divyam, just to concentrate one's activities in austerities, penances, for transcendental realization. That is human form. But there are different orders of social society, brahmachari, grihastha, vanaprastha, sannyas. The whole process is to restrict. But grihastha householder means it's giving a little license who cannot completely restrict sex. That's all. Grihastha does not mean unrestricted sex life. If you are known this married life like that, that's a wrong conception. You have to control if you want to get out of this disease condition of life. You cannot get out of disease and unrestrictedly go on enjoying your senses. No, that is not possible. Jadindriya pritaya aprinoti न साधु मन्ने जतो आत्मनोयम asannapij asada klesadiha. Those who are indulging unrestrictedly in sense enjoyment civilization, that is not good, because that will lead him to accept next again this material body. Maybe human body or animal body or any body, but he has to accept this body. And as soon as you accept this body, then you have to undergo the threefold miseries of the body. Birth, death, old age, diseases. These are the symptoms of threefold miseries. So one has to understand scientifically these things, but they are neglecting. So therefore, continuing suffering. They do not care for suffering also. Just as the animal, they are suffering, but they do not care for it. They forget. So practically, the sense gratification civilization means animal civilization. A little polish, that's all.
Hare Krishna